Hey everyone, Bandit here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and we're going to continue on our bearing delivery flight with a flight out of Wawa here up to Bowerman in Washington State, just on the coast, just southwest of Seattle, and then we'll continue on up to Vancouver Island and Nanaimo. For today's flight, I'm going to feature the updated Beyond ATC, has a big VFR update, and so we'll take a look at that as we do the flight today. So again, welcome. If you're new to the channel, take time, hit the subscribe button, sign up for notifications, and you'll see videos like this when I put them out in the future. So beautiful day here in Walla Walla. We're going to be taking off here, heading westbound, about 8,500 feet. And we'll be heading down to Bowerman. I'll just get the route up on Navigraph charts here just to show you real quick. Just hold on 1 second, just getting that up. So here's our route. We're here. This is Washington State here, and we're in Walla Walla, Washington, and we're going to be heading westbound, northwestbound, just south of Seattle area. There's Olympia VOR, and then we're going to be going right by one of the higher mountains in the area, which is Mount Rainier at 15,000 feet, or just under 14,000, just under 15,000 feet. And then we'll be taking it straight into Bowerman Field, which is just a little airport just on the coast, and then we'll be heading up to Vancouver Island after that. So that's the route for today. So thanks for joining me, and let's hop in the airplane and get things set up for our flight. So just a quick walk around. We'll just get rid of the chocks, covers. Plane looks great still. Yeah, everything looks good. We'll just hop inside. Control locks off, and we'll get the plane set up for today's flight. So the payload, we just have one other person, and get the required fuel. We'll stop and get gas in Bowerman Field there. And the required fuel for today's flight is 500 pounds, just under 500 pounds. And that gives us an alternate of Seattle. Going to be VFR at 8,500 feet, and flying time for this leg is 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we'll put in 270 aside, so that's just over total 542, so that's a little bit of extra gas. Everything looks good. We got 100 pounds of cargo, so we're all set up. Engines are still looking pretty good. We got 98%, 100% on the right engine, so they should be fine. So we'll get things started up. We'll get some battery, get our alternators on. Fuel, both fuel selectors are on. We'll get our mixtures up. Props are full forward. I'll just move this yoke out of the way. So see what we're doing here. Just get the door open, just cool it off in here a little bit. It's about 28 degrees outside, but 35 inside with the sun beating down. And let's get the engine started up. So we'll get the right engine. Power full forward. Looking for, got 5 psi. We're looking for about 3 to 7. That looks good. Bring it back down. Cracking an inch. Off. And we'll get the door closed. Open up the window. And clear prop. Looks clear on the right. Good start. Get about 1,200 RPM, 11,000 to 1,200 RPM, so that was looking good there. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the left side. We'll full forward, get the left boost pump on, fuel pressure is good. Leave it on for a few seconds. Bring it back down, cracked an inch. And clear to the left. And good start, and we'll let it idle up there too. We can throw our AC on just to help it cool off in here a little bit. Might as well close the window up. We'll get some air going. Put the blower on high, and we'll give it a little bit more power just to help the air conditioner get going. Okay, so that all looks good. We'll just do some quick checks on the, so we can get some nav lights on, beacon on, get the avionics master on. It's good. The heater is off. Get our Garmin's going here. Hey Oscar, how are you?
TOS, system test okay.
Yeah, still looking like quite a new plane. I don't think it has the wear and tear on the fuselage on this one. Should be in the air in about 10 minutes, I'd say. Okay, so let's get this. Should be in standby. I don't know why it always comes on, but anyway, squawk 1200 standby for now. That all looks good. Let's get our flight plan in real quick. And we're going from Wawa to Olympia OLM. And then to Soupy. And then to Bowerman Field, KHQM. Okay, so that's our route. Nice and straightforward. Got the air conditioning door on there, that's fine. I'm gonna go up to 8,500 feet. Let's get some weather. So we can get the information from the charts here for Walla Walla, the ground chart. And they have an AWAS ground tower, so we have a tower airport here. So let's just get the weather of the AWAS 135.875. That's one of the new features, is they have AWAS information available at these airports that use it. And we'll have to listen on COM 2.
E10, slope, sky clear below 2000, temperature 26 Celsius, dew point 08 Celsius, altimeter 3004.
3004.
Walla Walla automated weather observation 18530, wind 270 at 6, visibility 10, slope, sky clear below 2000, temperature 26 Celsius, dew point 08 Celsius, altimeter 3004.
Okay, so that's the weather. Beautiful day.
Observation 18530, wind 270 at 6.
Yeah, so winds are a little bit of a crosswind, but only 6 knots. We'll put the ground frequency up and we'll call ready to taxi here momentarily. We'll just do a few checks. Oh, just coming by left to right here. We'll check our alternators first. So we'll check the left alternator, low to 0. We got the light. Right alternator, low to 0. We got the light for that. Left alternator back on. Light goes out. It takes a load, and right alternator, and it light goes out. It takes a load as well. That looks good. Come down here, check our pitot heat. Little bump. Again there. Fuel vent, same thing. Stall warning. And we're just looking for little bumps in the load here. Windshield heat. Same thing. Prop. We're going to look for our props to cycle up here, so it's going to cycle up. That's fine. Surface de-ice, I'm not going to check that. We're not going to need that today. Lights are all good for now. We'll get the taxi light on here momentarily. We're running the air conditioner. It's nice and cool in here now, 20 degrees. We'll check our instrument errors in the green. Fuel is looking good. We got just over half a tank either side, between half and 3/4. Flaps will set all the way down. And back up to approach or for takeoff. And they're looking good. Come down, we'll set our trim. Right around 0 is good with our CAG. Okay, we'll check the autopilot. We'll do a quick autopilot test. Test lights. Okay, all the lights were good. We're going to engage the autopilot. We're going to turn on our flight director. And we'll pick heading mode. And we'll select the heading to the left, and it goes to the left. Heading to the right, should follow to the right. Looks good. We'll set our pitch up to about 10 degrees. We'll set the runway heading of 202. That looks good, and we will disengage the autopilot. So we'll disengage the flight director and the autopilot and the flight director, and they're good. So autopilot test is good. I think everything's good. I'm going to open the engine cowl flaps for now. It's a little bit warm here. Radar is to standby. And I think we are ready to taxi, so we'll request taxi with Walla Walla ground. Walla Walla ground, it's Baron, November 848 Delta. Ready to taxi, VFR departure westbound.
November 848 Delta, runway 20 taxi via Bravo Alpha.
Runway 20 taxi via Bravo Alpha, November 848 Delta.
So up here, right turn, Alpha. Pretty straightforward. Get our brakes off. Check the brakes are good. Yeah, let me know in the chat or the comments if you've done any of these flights yourself. How they turned out for you. Yeah, so they just did this big update with Beyond ATC at the next stage of VFR, which is flight following using the en route ATC for radar vector flight following, or radar flight following. But we'll see how that works today. I did one flight with it, it seemed to work okay. Of course not perfect, but does add nice features to the air here, to the ATC.
Over to Tower 118.5, Beach 48 Delta.
So I got my first officer on auto respond there, so he can do those auto respond calls for us, which is nice. Okay, we'll hold short here and get all our checks done, then we'll call ready for departure. Okay, so we need to shut the AC off. Make sure our doors and windows are closed and locked. Get our mixtures full forward, props are full forward. flaps are at approach or takeoff for the departure. Runway heading up to 8,500 feet, but we can make the right turn out for our track, so we'll get the, we're up on the tower frequency, we'll get the map up here. So our initial course is 273, we can put that in. It'll be a right turn out. We'll climb up to about 1,000 feet and then we'll make a right turn out for pick up our track. So that's in there. Everything looks good. Leave the cowl flaps open for now. AC is off. Okay, so we'll get our lane light on, strobe light on, and we'll call ready for departure. Walla Walla Tower, it's Beechcraft 48 Delta, ready for departure, runway 20 westbound departure.
Beach 48 Delta, wind 270 at 6, runway 20, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 20 cleared for takeoff, Beach 48 Delta.
Okay, off we go. Yeah, nice weather here. It's beautiful in Bowerman too, and also in Nanaimo. Just some scattered cloud en route. Okay, we're lined up. Runway heading looks good. Advance the power. And power set. Airspeed's alive. Oh, rotate early on that. Off on the trim. Plus rate gear up. Above 100, flaps up. Got our gears up, flaps up. We'll bring our props back a little bit, 2,500 RPM for the climb. Bring our manifolds back to about 35. Beautiful day here out of Walla Walla. Okay, so let's start a little right turn. Start getting up to our climb. Cruise altitude of 8,500 feet. Let's put a little bit of an intercept on. Just kind of cruise climbing here. Wait till we get to our altitude till we close the cowl flaps there. Just keep it a little bit cooler. Just trying to get the airplane trimmed up. Okay, that looks good. And I think we're clear of the zone. Beechcraft 48 Delta, we're clear of the zone to the west, switching on route frequency.
Beach 48 Delta, frequency change approved, take care.
Frequency change approved, Beach 48 Delta.
Okay, so we can switch to our en route frequency of in the US and North America, they use, US and Canada, they use 126.7. And I think in this area it's called Pacific Radio, and that would be like a flight service available through various locations. So we'll see if we can get a hold of them and get a frequency or get someone to talk to for flight following. Pacific Radio, it's Beechcraft, Barron, November 848 Delta, 4,700 VFR westbound to Bowerman. Request flight following.
848 Delta, Pacific Radio, say request.
Pacific Radio, Beechcraft 48 Delta, request flight following to Bowerman Field.
November 848 Delta, Squawk 6466.
Squawk 6466, November 848 Delta.
So we can go 6466 and can do alt reporting.
November 848 Delta, radar contact 4 miles northwest of Martin.
Okay, so we have radar contact, and then they should pass us on to hopefully a Seattle Center or something like that. So climbing up nicely here.
November 848 Delta, contact Seattle Center 132.6.
Contact Seattle Center on 132.6, November 848 Delta. Seattle Center, November 848 Delta, 5,900 feet.
November 848 Delta, Seattle Center, roger.
And Seattle, November 848 Delta will be climbing to cruising altitude of 8,500 feet.
November 848 Delta, roger.
Perfect. So we're checked in with Seattle Center.
Contact Seattle Center 120.3. Contact Seattle Center 120.3, SkyWest 3992. Have a good day.
I see your comment there, Oscar. You're doing this in the King Air and then going direct to the final destination at cruising around 10,000 feet. Nice. Which King Air are you flying in? Is it the one from 2024, or are you using another King Air like the Black Square or the...
SkyWest 4721, contact Seattle Center 123.905. Contact Seattle Center 123.905, SkyWest 4721.
Black Square, what's the other one I had there? The Coronado King Air. 7,500 for 8,005. 7,000 for 8,500. So I'm going to get the autopilot on here. So we'll go to the autopilot. We'll go heading mode for now. I'll get vertical speed. So we're doing about 1,000 feet per minute. So I'll set that up. So it captures. We'll engage that. We'll wait for our course to come in there. So we got 1,000 to go. Temperature's looking pretty good. Course is coming in. I think we get the cowl flaps closed up. Yeah, the nice thing about doing it in the King Air too, this plane has pretty good cruise speed, but the King Air would be even faster than this. So it saves you a little bit of time on your cross-country legs. Okay, you're going to be leveling off at 8,500, and then we'll let it accelerate so we can hit nav now. Now that we're on track. Yeah, so this new update of Beyond ATC, we'll go through some of the features on their list of features they've added. But yeah, it's nice that you can take off VFR, get some flight following en route, and even take off out of uncontrolled airports and use the okay, good. Yeah, the default King Air is a pretty good airplane as well. Yeah. Glad you're enjoying flying that. So we get a level off check. We can make sure our props are good. We got our prop sync on. That looks good. 3,500. I'm just going to leave it for a high-speed cruise, and let's start leaning our mixtures back here. So. Okay, so we'll go to lean find. We'll slowly bring our mixtures back. Looking for our peaks. Got a peak on the right and a peak on the left. And then we'll just slowly bring them up till they reach a peak. Take them through 0 and up a little bit till we get about minus 20, reach a peak. So it looks good. So the mixtures are leaned. And we'll check our fuel flow. Fuel flows are about 19 a side, so that's not too bad for this low level at high-speed cruise. Looking good, and we'll check our true airspeed. Okay, so we'll come down here, get our temperature is about 11, 12 degrees. So we come up here and we'll take 8500 park and put it below 11 or 12 degrees on the temperature scale. So there's 8500 right here, and we just want it on the plus side to just above 10. So there. So that's looking like it's giving us a true airspeed of about 204 knots. We can compare it in the GPS as well. 205, so pretty close. Okay, yeah, so I think we have everything set up for the cruise nice. Might need a little bit of heat on here. So we'll turn the heater on low, and we'll just bring a little bit out for the heat, because it's only like 11, 12 degrees outside. Yeah, beautiful day, and off up in the distance you can see it. I think it's up here. Mount Rainier is, we're going to go right by it. Kind of can't see for the cloud. Got some pretty high peaks coming up through this area of Washington State, but we're going to go right by Mount Rainier, looking on the map there. And if we actually go out, we'll see it right here. So it's going to be above our elevation, so it's going to be just on the right side of our track there. And that's one of the higher peaks, I think, in the lower 48. Got a little bit of a headwind. And so we're doing about 200 ground speed, just under 200 ground speed, it's not too bad. Yeah, so this big update came out if you own the I can't remember what they call the edition for Beyond ATC. It's not the basic edition. Just let me look it up here. I don't think it's called the experimental, but I'll just go through real quick, see if I can find the updated information, what it includes. And as I always say, Beyond ATC doesn't work perfectly all the time, but for the price, it's definitely a nice little, add some nice sense of realism and ambiance to the your flights in the sim. When there's ATC coverage not available at other locations, like 5F VATSIM or something like that. If I look on now, I don't think we'll see if there's VATSIM coverage, but I doubt it this time of day. Yeah, so like in real life right now, there's no VATSIM coverage in where we're flying, so it's nice to have something like Beyond ATC just to add a little bit of realism to your flights. Yeah, so what it's adding for the global VFR, it's adding services like multi-services like CTAF, AWAS, radio information. It's allowing you to do uncontrolled position reports for uncontrolled airports We'll see that when we come into Bowerman because it's an uncontrolled airport. And then it allows you to do VFR turnarounds. It allows you to do things like report clear the runway. It allows you to get flight following. And in the U.S., you can get radio airspace handling for Bravo, Charlie, and Delta airspace. So when we're flying through airspace, so right now we're not in any particular airspace, but we can still get flight following through the local ATC. So we're with Seattle Center for flight following. So, and then when you're going through actual class Bravo and Delta airspace, then you need those as well. I'll kind of show you on the VFR sectional chart here for just have to call this up here. Hold on.
Seattle Center, Horizon Air 2120, good day, leaving flight level 229 or descending to 13,000.
Okay, so this is the VFR sectional chart we're flying. So right now, this area here, the purple area, this would be an area controlled by for arrivals and departures into this area, but it's not a Class Bravo airspace. Where you're going to see the Class Bravo airspace is kind of when you get to Seattle. You got these areas here where you have like 6,000 to 7,000 feet, 5,000 to 10,000 feet forwarded. So you got these areas here that you're going to have to transition it through using ATC. So you can't enter these spaces without ATC clearance. But when you're in these uncontrolled airport areas, you can also get flight following with ATC, which is what we're doing right now. So for today's flight, we're flying over a few airports like Yakima. We just flew over Pasco, and we're going to be flying over Olympia, but none of them are Class Bravo airspaces. Probably Class Delta for the airports here, but that's about it. And then Bowerman is uncontrolled. Anyway, that's that for the VFR sectionals. Go back to okay, so yeah, so let's see, in the United States, yeah, they have, you can request transit through Class Bravo and Delta airspace. You have AWAS stations where you can get weather. You have flight service stations. We initially used the flight service 126.7 to request flight following, and they transferred us over to Seattle Center. ATC can now ask you to ident, so I saw that on my last flight I did, but they didn't ask us today. When departing from U.S. controlled field, instead of requesting frequency change, you request departure with or without flight following. So we just requested flight following. Yeah, so there's lots of new features at it. It's got different features for the UK and Australia. I haven't tried there yet. It's got new traffic features, but I don't think it includes VFR traffic yet. So it says here,
120, altimeter 3004, expect a visual approach runway 20.
Altimeter 3004, expect a visual approach runway 20, Horizon Air 2120.
yeah, so you get a little bit of VFR traffic as you're getting flight following with Seattle Center here. So yeah, it doesn't include, in this version, it's going to come in stage 3. This is stage 2. It doesn't include VFR traffic. It doesn't include VFR corridors or transit lanes. It doesn't include special VFR. and it doesn't deconflict with IFR services in the UK, and doesn't have special services handling, like through military operation areas and stuff like that. Vector and altitude handling within the Class B or Class D airspace where it would normally make sense. Okay, so yeah, so it's not giving you vectoring. Sometimes you'll have that when you transit through a busy airspace.
Horizon Air 2120, descend maintain 6,000 feet.
Descend maintain 6,000 feet. Horizon Air 2120.
They'll give you altitude and in the headings they want you to fly, just to keep you clear of traffic and get you safely through the airspace.
Horizon Air 2120.
But they're not doing that in this edition yet.
092. When able, proceed direct Walla Walla.
Leave Lyles heading 0902. When able, proceed direct Walla Walla. Horizon Air 2120.
Yeah, so lots of nice additions in this stage 2. Let's get an updated altimeter, or we can ask ATC, I guess, what's the current altimeter. CL Center, Beechcraft 48 Delta, can we get an updated altimeter, please?
November 848 Delta, Walla Walla regional altimeter is 3004.
So still 3004. We can also look ahead to next major airport we're going to cross over, so that's going to be Yakima, I think. Yep, Yakima, Washington. We can get the weather data there. And they are also 3004. Perfect. So nice stable air mass. And we can get the weather for our destination too. So let's go look at waypoint info, airport. We've got Bowerman Field.
Horizon Air 2120, contact Seattle Center 23905.
Contact Seattle Center.
So that's right on the coast there, 18
Horizon
feet
Air
elevation.
2120.
About one runway. It's 0624, 5,000 foot hard surface. And the weather data there right now is variable winds, so we can go straight in on runway 24. 10 miles clear, 24 degrees, 2999 on the altimeter. So it looks like a nice day there. We'll stop there, pretend we have a quick lunch, and then we'll head on up to Nanaimo. Yeah, so let me know in the comments or in the chat there if you're using Beyond ATC, and in this case, if you have the, they call it the experimental version, where you have the VFR procedures. It's not in the basic version yet, and I think once the experimental version is complete, then they'll add it to the basic version for free. But definitely much better than the Microsoft ATC. And we can just see Mount Rainier up in the distance there, so we're going to be just going to the left of that. And that was 14,000 and change, between 14,000 and 15,000 feet.
November 442 Alpha Delta, leave X heading 042. When able, proceed direct Yakima Air Terminal, McAllister Airport. Leave X heading 042. When able, proceed direct Yakima Air Terminal, McAllister Airport, November 442 Alpha Delta.
They've also included a new Beyond ATC controller in the taskbar here. It's version 3, so it has all your information here. You can do your automatic responses here if you want. You can select whether you want auto respond, auto tune. So I got auto respond, auto tune on. It's just nice to have the other pilot that you're flying with show that. So this is version 3. Get all your frequency information. Another thing you can do with this version is you can actually tune and talk to any airport en route. So it doesn't just have to be the 2 airports. So if we wanted to do an approach into Yakima or do a touch and go in Yakima, we could actually break off on our flight plan, do a touch and go in Yakima, and then continue on our route. Whereas before, you wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't support that tuning of airports outside your destination or arrival airports. Get all your frequency information up here. So this is departing Walla Walla. And all your stuff for coming into Bowerman Field there. And we're talking to Seattle on 123.6 right now. So it's nice to have this handy, especially if you're doing VR flying, to access all that. I just have Beyond ATC opened up on a second monitor, so it's just as easy to control it that way. Get a little more heat going here, I think. Yeah, so the second leg today, we'll take it up. It's just under an hour flight. Take it up to Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. And then from there, we'll just head up the coast of Alaska up towards Anchorage. And then from Anchorage, we'll take it across mainland Alaska up to Barrow, Alaska for our end of our delivery. So the next couple of next leg should be probably taking us up to maybe KHQM, somewhere around that area there. Get some beautiful Alaska scenery as we're heading up the coast. Fuel's looking good. Temperature's coming up a little bit. Go back here. Got a nice little feature in here too for checking your fuel planning. So we can use our flight plan, present position, and we can take it to our destination. And we can see we got fuel on board, just 71 gallons or so. And there's our fuel flow. Required fuel to HQM is going to be 29 gallons, so that's going to leave us with 41 gallons there. So lots of reserve fuel once we get to Bowerman there. And this is the TDS version of the GTN 750XI, and we have a 650 as well. So nice addition to the airplane. And looking on the nose, I mean, it's hard to say if we're going to be above this terrain, but we will be. But we do have some rising terrain. It's going to be getting a little closer than us. But then we got the terrain feature on here too. So right now, if we look at the map, you can see the only high terrain we have that's going to be above our cruise altitude is just these Mount Rainier, another mountain back here. Just a little bit of high terrain there, but otherwise we should be good all the way. And then we'll hopefully just do a straight in on runway 24 to Bowerman there.
November 442 Alpha Delta, contact Seattle Center 119.65. Center on 119.65, November 442 Alpha Delta, take care.
I gotta look up what that mountain is there. That is Mount Adams. It is 12,120 feet. And Mount Rainier is 14,410 feet. So two of the higher peaks. Yeah, it's a cool sight when you take off out of Seattle, and then you, especially the low-lying cloud, and you see this mountain sitting on top of the cloud. It's a very, very beautiful sight. Seen that a few times taking off out of Seattle. They have a lower cloud, and then usually a thin layer. You get above it, and then you got this beautiful peaks popping up above the cloud. Anyway, I'm just going to go top up my water bottle. I'll be right back in a few minutes. I'll just leave this nice shot up as we're heading towards the mountains. I'll see you back here in a couple minutes.
November 6, 126 Victor, good day, 11,000.
November 6, 126 Victor, Seattle Center, radar contact. November 6, 126 Victor, descend and maintain 5,000, altimeter 3000.
Descend and maintain 5,000, altimeter 3000, November 6, 126 Victor.
Seattle Center, November 442 Alpha Delta, 11,400.
November 442 Alpha Delta, Seattle Center, copy.
Okay, we're getting a little closer to Mount Rainier there. Got a little bit of cloud. Might have to deal with when we get up there. We might have to go a little higher to get above it. See when we get a little bit closer. Right now, cruising at 8,500. We don't need any special altitude or oxygen requirements. Yeah, it's always hard to tell this far back too if we're going to need to go above that. Might be fine, might just scatter out as we get closer to it. Yeah, the terrain updates are looking pretty nice here. Nice terrain features as we're going by here. I don't know if you saw my last video, but as we flew up through out of Jackson Hole there, scenery in the Teton Mountains looked amazing. Part of that national park update. By a nice little lake here. That is Rimrock Lake. So just bring up the navgraph here. We're coming up, so there's Rimrock Lake. You can see the spot elevations 5,800, 6,300. So 8,500 is a good cruise altitude. Just this high terrain near Mount Rainier, but down in this other area here, we should be pretty good. It's looking like about a 5,000 foot elevation contour there. And then once we get by Mount Rainier, we should start a slow descent coming into Olympia. We're going to fly right over Olympia and then straight in for Mount Rainier, or for Bowerman Field. And it's right on the water, right on the opening into, that might be the, not sure, the river that's going in there. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. I can't find it here.
November 848 Delta, contact Seattle Center 126.6, take care.
Contact Seattle 126.6, November 848 Delta, see you. Seattle Center, November 848 Delta, 8,500.
November 848 Delta, Seattle Center, roger.
Yeah, so it looks like we're not going to be very high above the train, but we should still be at least a couple thousand feet above it. You can also, a nice little thing to do here, is if you want just an idea when you're getting lower in the train, just put your rad alt on 1,000 feet, and then that'll ding whenever you go within 1,000 feet of ground. So then you can kind of keep your eye out for the terrain. So let me get rid of the chart here. Yeah, sorry about that, I had that blocked, but yeah, so you just set your altimeter or rad alt to 1,000 feet, and that will give you a little warning when you're getting above higher terrain. We're just past halfway on this first leg. Mount Adams is a pretty big mountain too. There should be another one further down. Mount Hood should be down here somewhere. Some of the bigger peaks. Not sure why I'm not getting
contact Seattle Center 2705. Have a good day.
Not getting great terrain drawn in here, but I mean the terrain over here looks great, so I'm not sure what's causing that. Here I'm just getting some triangulated trees and triangulated terrain for some reason, but then the terrain over here looks awesome. Might go through that cloud there, so let's just climb up to 10.5. We'll go vertical speed, we'll gauge that, we'll climb up at about 500 feet per minute. We'll just let ATC know that we're climbing to 10,500. Seattle Center, Beechcraft 48 Delta is climbing to 10,500.
November 848 Delta, roger.
Get up to 1,000 feet per minute. Just make sure we stay clear of this little cloud here.
Seattle Center, Horizon Air 2152, leaving 10,400 feet, descending via Glacier Tree arrival, runway 34 left.
Horizon Air 2152, Seattle Center, roger.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm getting these weird terrain artifacts there, because they're actually pretty close, so should be a bit better detail than that. 1,000 to go. And once we get by the higher terrain, we'll probably go back down to, well, sorry, once we get by this cloud here, get by the higher terrain here, past Mount Rainier, probably go down to about 6,500 feet for the last little bit of our flight.
Alaska 1440.
Okay, leveling off, altitude's captured, just hanging out 10.5. Nice and clear. The bulk of this cloud might just touch this one a little bit, but that's fine.
Steady 1288, climb maintain flight level 230.
Climb maintain flight level 230, steady 1288.
Skywest 3891, climb maintain flight level 230, SkyWest 3891. Steady 1288, turn right, heading 030.
Turn right, heading 030, steady 1288.
Now, when you're flying through these areas, like this area we are now, where it's basically uncontrolled, you don't need to be talking to Seattle Center, but flight following is definitely a nice service to have.
Contact Seattle Center 127.05, take care.
Contact Seattle Center 127.05, Alaska 4627, good day.
They can give you deflecting conflicts with other aircraft. They can, if you have an emergency or you need to divert or something like that, they can get information for you. So it's definitely a nice feature to have, flight following. It's been a long time since I've done VFR cross countries, but when I used to in the past, I used flight following quite a bit.
Contact Seattle Center 125.1 CU.
Contact Seattle Center 125.1, steady 1288.
Yeah, so we're 10.5, Mount Rainier is another 4,000 feet above us. As soon as we're by here, we can start a slow descent down to 6,500. We got 95 miles to go till we get to Olympia. And short little jump from there into Bowerman.
Contact Seattle Center 3545.
Contact Seattle Center 3545, SkyWest 3026.
Seattle Center, Alaska 4627, good afternoon. Leaving 14,900 feet for flight level 241.
Set 65.
Alaska 4627, Seattle Center.
Go vertical speed. We'll just do a nice slow descent, 500 feet per minute. Gauge that. Seattle Center, it's Beechcraft 48 Delta. We're descending to 6,500.
November 848 Delta, roger. SkyWest 3754, contact Seattle Tower 120.905.
Contact Tower 120.905, SkyWest 3754.
Nice slow descent down to 6,500 feet. Fuel's looking good. T's and P's are all looking good. Cabin temperature is nice. Get some updated weather for Bowerman. Let's see, 2053. It's 2:30 at 7. Yeah, so they're definitely favoring 24 for now. 10 miles clear, 24 degrees, 2997. As we're descending, we can get an updated altimeter for the area, but we can pick an airport close by here, maybe this one here. See what their weather is. 3001. You can ask ATC for an updated altimeter. Seattle Center, Beechcraft 48 Delta. Can we get an updated altimeter setting?
November 848 Delta, Bowerman altimeter 3001.
Okay, 3001. So we'll set that. There we go. And that's close to that airport, just to the right of our track, so that works out pretty good. Is it bad that one of your two engines shut off and you're halfway to the destination? Well, that's not great, but in real life you would probably divert to a suitable airport en route. So if you're doing the same route there, Oscar, you probably want to go to like Yakima or something like that en route. Should be more than enough runway there for you to land safely. That's why it's nice to have two engines, because if one does quit, at least you can still fly. Strange that one of your engines would quit in that airplane, because I don't think it simulates failures.
SkyWest 3891, contact Seattle Center 127.05, see you.
Contact Seattle Center 127.05, SkyWest 3891. Have a good afternoon.
November 848 Delta, contact Seattle approach 133.65.
On 133.65, November 848 Delta, good day. Seattle approach, November 848 Delta, 8,700 feet.
November 848 Delta, Seattle approach. Roger, altimeter 3001.
Okay, so we're still descending. Let's so the winds are favoring 24, so we can just go back to procedures. And we can just load a visual approach for runway 24. I'll just load that in. 3.5 degree glide path, a little bit steeper than normal, but that's fine. So it's got us 1,200 feet, about 3 miles back. So we go back to the map and look a little further ahead so we can see. There's an extended center line for 24. There's a 3 mile fix, so we can just kind of fly in and then just ease over, pick up a nice straight in for runway 24. We'll see how Beyond ATC deals with that transition there when we get there. So that's the plan. Right now, with the weather, that's what it's favoring. We'll just do a stop. We'll just quickly refuel and pretend we had a little lunch at the cafe there at Bowerman. And then we'll head on up to Nanaimo. Speaking of which, I better run my flight plan for the next leg to Nanaimo. So that's ready to go. So if you want to use VFR, if you're using SimBrief, you need to make sure that you specify your flight plan as VFR, and then go in and select VFR cruising altitudes for your flight. So I'm going to go to SimBrief, look at my next flight. Got 1,000 feet to go. See how much time we've got to go till we get to where's the position. Looks like we have 20 minutes to go, so that will take us to 1/2 the hour. So I'll say we'd be airborne at 45:50. I'll put that in for my next flight. Okay, so I've got the next flight plan ready to go. We need to fuel up. We only need about 380 pounds, so we'll take about 400 pounds, 400 to 500 pounds of gas. And that flight time is only 49 minutes. So we're definitely past all the higher terrain here. We'll level off at 6,500 feet. Well, if you're enjoying the video, take time, hit like, share, subscribe, sign up for notifications. You'll see videos like the remaining videos I'm going to do for this Barron delivery flight as we head on up to Barrow, Alaska. Thanks for joining me. I enjoy doing these different types of flights like this, and nice aircraft like the Black Square Baron. It's a really nice aircraft to do these flights in. And since I'm doing it anyway, I might as well share them with other people in the community, let you fly along and try them yourself. So getting a little warmer, turn heat down a little bit. Really heavy nose down trim. However, CUG was on the plane there. It's a forward center of gravity, but doesn't seem that ridiculous. That's like quite a bit of nose down trim. We are doing fairly high speed here, but okay, we're back to cruising. So let's see, right now outside air temperature is 15 or so, so we'll take 6,500, 15 below 6,500, so there's 65, and we'll move it to about 15 degrees, about 200 knots true. Ground speed is 212. We get a little bit of a tailwind. It's all making sense. Go to the utilities here, check our true airspeed, 201. So once we get by Olympic, it will stay at 6,500 to go over Olympia Airport. And then once we get past Olympia, there's we're no Class Bs or anything we have to fly through there, so we'll just descend down to our cruise altitude, or our about 1,500 feet for coming into the straight in for runway 24 into Bowerman there. Should be Olympia right there. Yeah, so all the sceneries I'm using today are available from flightsim.to. I'll put links in the descriptions later on, but we took off out of Walla Walla, which was freeware scenery, really nice scenery. The one in Bowerman here is another freeware scenery from flightsim.to, and I'll leave a link in the description of that. I also have one for Olympia here too, if you like flying out of Seattle area. There's some nice freeware sceneries out of here, and Olympia is one of them. You can do a nice little short flight from Olympia to Bowerman, a little IFR practice trainer if you want. And then also Nanaimo is a nice freeware airport as well. I'll put links to those in the description when I'm done the flight today. There's so many nice freeware sceneries available on flightsim.to. I usually use the map function, figure out where I want to fly, and then I'll look at sceneries that I can use in that area. Looks like a beautiful area here, lots of nice lakes. I don't think I've ever been in this area. So we're changing our course up to 254. It's looking good. And I think we can start a nice slow descent down to 1,500 feet. We'll let ATC know. Seattle Center, Beechcraft November 848 Delta is descending to 1,500 feet.
November 848 Delta, roger.
Okay, so we'll go engage vertical speed, 500 feet per minute down. Get the updated weather for Bowerman there. 270, 230 at 7, 10 miles clear, 24 degrees, 2997.
November 848 Delta, contact Seattle Center 128.3 CU.
Over to Seattle on 128.3, November 848 Delta. Seattle Center, November 848 Delta, 6,200.
November 848 Delta, good afternoon, Seattle Center. Roger, altimeter 2998.
2998, we'll set 2997, which is Bowerman. So that's set. A nice slow descent. Turn off the heater now. We'll increase the mixture just a little bit because we're starting to descent here. We got props and mixtures to go before we land. See where our descent's got us. We'll probably increase the descent a little bit. Go down to about 700. So 600. There's a 3 miles right there, so want to be about 1,200 there. Yeah, 700 feet a minute should work out well. That'll get us down before the 1,500 feet before the 3 miles. Bring the power back a little bit, keep our speed under control. Don't want to get out of the green here. Looks like a big nuclear plant up here. See if that shows up on the nav charts there. cooling towers, it just says. So if I put up the thing, so we're just coming in here. Just past Soupy, we got the cooling towers. It's 874 feet. Got a few other towers along the river there. We find they're all at well under 1,500 feet. So what I'll do now is I'll put it in heading mode. So we've got heading bug centered up. Put it in heading, and we'll go back to procedures, and we'll activate the approach, and that will give us inbound track 245. We'll just put a little bit of heading on, and we'll fly over, intercept that nice straight in for runway 4. Lower descent up a little bit. A little bit of left crosswind, so probably put a little bit more heading on there. Surprised they don't have a warning area on the map about these towers, cooling towers. Usually you're not supposed to fly within 5 miles of these nuclear sites.
Seattle Center, FlexJet 370. Good afternoon, leaving 2,400 for flight level 230.
FlexJet 370, Seattle Center.
Go to Bowerman chart here. So we've got 241 is runway heading, 5,000 foot, hard surface. We'll exit to the right when able. We'll park over here somewhere. AWAS is 135,775, so we can dial that in. Get some weather. And the CTOF is 22.7, so when we get cleared off Seattle Center, we'll switch to that, and it's just a CTOF, so we're just going to make our
FlexJet 370, turn left, heading
calls
125.
based on
Turn
that.
left, heading 125, FlexJet 370.
Let's get some weather.
1,000. Temperature 23 Celsius. 2.13 Celsius. Altimeter 3001.
Oh, gotta turn off the weather for
observation 18530. Wind 020 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky clear.
some Microsoft weather.
1,000. Temperature 23 Celsius. 2.13 Celsius. Altimeter 3001. Bowerman automated weather observation 18530. Wind 020 at 6. Visibility
Seattle Center,
10.
SkyWest 3015, leaving 1,200 for flight level 1903.
Temperature 23 Celsius. 2.13
SkyWest 3015,
Celsius.
Seattle Center, copy.
Altimeter 30.
Okay, so we got the weather pretty much the same as what we were looking at earlier. Got 1,000 feet to go.
FlexJet 370, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
Center on
Here's hard descent a little bit.
FlexJet 370.
Hey, G Cook Scotland. Yeah, I just saw your comment there. Waiting to do some VFR flying with Beyond ATC, so I'm hoping this will help. Yeah, hope it helps. It's really coming along. I'm assuming you're going to do some flying in the UK, Scotland area. Procedures there are a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I think I'll try a flight out of there next time I do a flight in Beyond ATC. See how the VFR works in that part of the world. So right now it's just basically the United States, I think, but you could safely use it in Canada for the same procedures.
November 848 Delta, squawk 1200, radar service terminated, change to advisory frequency approved, good day.
Squawk 1200, November 848 Delta, good day.
Okay, so they just cleared us off, so we'll go back to our VFR squawk 1200. We're cleared en route, so I'm going to put in 22.7. Transfer. And we've got about 10 miles back from Bowerman, so we can just announce that we're inbound. So I'll just get the first officer to announce that.
November 848 Delta,
and I'll go to nav.
Bowerman, 1,600 feet, inbound for landing, Bowerman.
There's the airport over there. Yeah, so we just made the announcement. We're just on a CTOF, so we just made the announcement that we're 1,600 feet inbound for landing Bowerman. Okay, so we're lined up inbound. We'll start bringing the speed back so we can get some flap going. So just a reminder, our flap speeds are 152, gear 152, and then 122 for full flap. So we'll get our speed down. Confirm the approach. We should get a glide slope here for the visual approach. We'll bring our mixtures up, props up. We'll get the prop sync off. Okay, below 152, I'll get some approach flap going. And we'll get the gear once we start our descent. And then we'll announce that we're on final. A little bit of power up. Keep about 120. I'll leave the cowl flaps closed for now. We'll open up once we're on the ground, and then cool off. There comes our glide slope. I love the visual approaches in this GPS, really nice. So we'll get our gear down. Get a little bit of power off. Start our descent. So we got gear down, flap start approach, we'll get full flap shore final. Mixtures are rich, props full forward, prop sinks are off. And we'll announce on final.
Bowerman traffic, November 848 Delta, final runway 6, full stop Bowerman.
Okay, we're below 122 for a full flap when we need it. Get the autopilot off. We'll get the flight director off. Okay, I'll get full flap. A little bit of a crosswind from the right. Get a little bit high.
$500.
Good. He's looking good. And touchdown. Get on the brakes. And welcome to Bowerman. Oh, I saw your comment there, G. Cook, Scotland. You're from Scotland, but you live in Texas. Well, both places are great places to fly. Okay, we'll just clear off here. And then we'll just announce clear when we're clear the runway. So we'll let landing light off, taxi light on, strobe light off. Get our flaps up. And we'll announce clear the runway.
Bowerman traffic, November 848 Delta, clear of runway 6 Bowerman.
Okay, and then we'll announce taxi to the ramp.
Bowerman traffic, November 848 Delta, taxiing to parking Bowerman.
Yeah, welcome to Bowerman. Nice little freeway airport on the Seattle coast here. So I'm not going to turn the air conditioning on, I'll just open the window. It's 22 degrees. Got the flaps are up. Get the cowl flaps open. P2E is already off. We haven't turned it on this flight because we've been above 10 degrees pretty much the entire flight. Taxiing too fast here. There's a little cafe up here. We can pull up, get some fuel, get some lunch, and then heading on up to Nanaimo for our next leg. Parked right beside, looks like a Navajo or something maybe up here. Lana's Cafe. Oh no, that's like a Cessna, I think. Nice twin Cessna. Okay, parking brake is set. Okay, T's and P's are all good. Go cut off. Avionics master off, alternators off, get all our lights off, taxi lights off, switches are all down, flaps are up, and battery off. Well, welcome to Bowerman. First leg is done. We'll do a quick setup for our next leg, heading up to Yeah, I see your comment there, G. Cook, Scotland. Would be nice to be ATC added the ability to hear other users communicating with ATC. Yeah, that'd be kind of a cool feature actually. If you had another person flying into Bowerman, you could just do your calls and create your own separation. I don't know if that's planned for this Beyond ATC, but be a nice feature to have for sure. Okay, so I'll just double check my flight plan. Have to get Beyond ATC set up for the next flight. Get the airplane set up as well, so got the same load, 2 people, 100 pounds of cargo. Gonna put in 400 pounds. We need 3 and change from the flight plan. I'll just load the new flight plan in here.
Beyond ATC connected.
So our new flight is 6,500 feet from Bowerman up to Nanaimo. Vancouver's an alternate. Taking off from runway 24, 16 in Bowerman. We're just going to HQM VOR to Touche VOR, and then up to Nanaimo from there. So pretty straightforward. I'll show you the route here in a few minutes when I get it set up. Oh, and the fuel load was required 386, so we got 422, so that should be fine. Weather here is still clear skies, light winds out of the southwest. And in Nanaimo, they got light winds 0205 and 24 degrees, 3007. Just some scattered cloud, a few clouds, so pretty nice on the way up there. Okay, so the airplane is set up. Okay, since our second flight of the day, I'm not going to go through all the checks again, so we're just going to get it fired up real quick and get loaded up, get set up for our flight up to, we'll get our alternators back on. Make sure it doesn't go full rich. Props are full forward. Put the fuel pump on. Let's get our nav lights on, beacon on. Fuel pressure. You can see as we're sea level, we get a little bit higher pressure than the last flight. A couple seconds, we'll bring it back down, crack the throttle, and it's clear to the right. Starting the right engine. And I might have to get out the procedure for the hot start. A little bit more gas. Yeah, so let's go in the checklist here and do a start hot. So mixtures, cut off, propellers, high RPM. Boost pumps high for 10 to 20 seconds. Boost pumps off. So we need to have that boost pump on for a little bit higher. So we'll just start our clock here. Okay, that's good. We get the boost pump off. And then mixture full rich. Throttle full open. Boost pump on for 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, we got good PSI, off. Crack the throttle, open 1/2 inch, and engage the starter. There we go. So we'll do the same thing for the other engine. Yeah, so that's the neat thing about these black square airplanes. You really have to so I'll run that for about 10 seconds. Got over 1,000, so we're warming up there nicely. Okay, so that should be good. I'll bring the mixture up full. We'll go boost pump back on, 2 to 3 seconds, good fuel pressure. Bring it back off and clear to the left. We'll get the left prop going. Yeah, good RPM, T's and P's are all coming up nicely. Avionics master on. And for some reason it's coming back on, alt on again. Okay, so let's get our flight plan loaded real quick. So, flight
TOS,
plan
system
is
test okay.
going from here to HQM. So we can VOR, then to TOU, and that is to Touche, and then to CYCD. There's our flight plan. We're going to be going at 6,500 feet. Runway heading out of here is still 245. And we'll look at our route. We're going to be taking off out of here up to straight out to Huyken VOR, up the coast to Tatoosh, and then right over to Nanaimo. And I can just make that look a little bit better with the map settings. Get the terrain off. There we go. Yep, so straight out here up the coast, across the Georgia Strait into Nanaimo. So that's our route, squawking 1200, standby for now. So I think everything looks good. Like I said, we're not going to go through all the checks again because we've already done them. Okay, so I'll announce taxi for runway 24 departure. Bowerman traffic, it's Baron, November 848 Delta. Taxiing for runway 24 westbound, northwestbound departure VFR, Bowerman. Okay, we'll get our taxi light on, park brake released. We got our flaps set for takeoff. I think our trim is set. Just hold short here. Okay, mixtures are full rich, props are full forward, flaps are at approach. Looks good there. Okay, we'll make sure this window is closed or that will cause us problems. Doors closed and locked. Ventilators are good. We'll just leave the cowl flaps open until we get airborne. And then we'll announce departing. We're departing to the west.
Bowerman traffic, November 848 Delta, departing runway 24 to the west, Bowerman.
Okay, so brakes off, we get our landing light on, strobe light on. Double check our trim. Looks good. Lined up for runway 24. Full power, T's and P's are good. Speed's alive. There's 85. Positive rate. Gears up. He's good. Flaps up. Okay, we got gear up, flaps up. Bring our RPM back a little bit. 25. Our power back, 35 manifold. And nice straight out track to Hokum BOR. Just get the autopilot on. Hold that altitude. We can go nav already since we're on our track. Bowerman traffic, it's Baron November 848 Delta. We're clear of the zone to the west, switching on route frequency, Bowerman. Okay, so we'll switch our 1267. Pacific radio. And so I get my level off armed, I'm going to go vertical speed, climbing at about 1,500 feet a minute, and I'll engage that. So now we have our altitude alerter arm for 6,500 feet. Get our alt on for our transponder, and we'll check in and get some flight following. Pacific radio, it's Beechcraft Baron November 848 Delta, climbing 3,500 for 6,500 VFR, requesting flight following.
November 848 Delta, Pacific radio, go ahead.
Pacific radio, Beechcraft November 848 Delta, climbing 6,500 VFR en route to Nanaimo, request flight following.
November 848 Delta, Squawk 5622.
Squawk 5622, November 848 Delta.
Squawk 5622.
November 848 Delta, radar contact 3 miles southeast of Ocean Shores 1.
Okay, so the operator contact, making our turn up to Hoykum, to Tatoosh, 331.
November 848 Delta, contact Seattle Center 128.3.
Contact Seattle 128.3, November 848 Delta.
A little bit of cloud here, but we're managing to stay VFR.
5000.
November 848 Delta, Seattle Center, roger.
It's cooling off a little bit. I'll get the cowl flaps closed. 1,000 to go. And might want to go, well, we'll try 6,500. Should it be clear of this cloud here, but center up our heading bug. Yeah, I think we'll be good at 6,500 feet here. I know Bowerman in the forecast, they have fog in the morning or low visibility, probably because they're right on the coast here, but just scattered cloud till late tonight. Okay, so we're accelerating. I'll just keep 3,500 manifold, 2500 on the props. We can get the prop sync on. And temperature looks good. Don't need any heat. We'll start leaning our mixtures, so I'll bring them back a bit. We'll get the lean fine going here. Looking for our peaks. Slowly moving the mixtures back. We got the peak on the right, peak on the left, and then we'll bring them slowly forward. And I just go through 0, and then I'm gonna go rich peak, just for better performance. So about 20 rich a peak. Fuel flow back again about 19 aside, that looks good. And I think we're all leaned out. Cal flaps are closed, T's and P's are all looking good.
Center on 132.075.
Yeah, it's looking good.
680.
And we're situated with Seattle for flight following. Yeah, so I mean, Beyond ATC is working pretty good for this VFR type of flying, and I mean, it's not perfect, but it definitely gives some nice ambiance to the sim. And the thing I like about it, I mean, I know there's say intentions out there too, and a lot of people like that as well. But
November 848 Delta, contact Seattle Center 125.1.
Over to Seattle on 125.1, November 848 Delta, take care.
But I like
Seattle Center, November 848 Delta, 6,500 feet.
November 848 Delta, roger.
Just gonna update my banner here too. We're in cruise. Yeah, so I'll just show you the VFR chart here for our leg up to Nanaimo here. Kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be flying. So we just took off out of Bowerman here, headed out to Hoyken VOR. Can actually tune that up just to have some more information. So if we go to Hoyken, so I'll go down to select Hoyken here, HQM, put that frequency in. Might as well make that the active frequency, and then we should get some VOR information as well. And then we got to Touche, which will be our next VOR. That's up there. So let's go to Touche, and then we'll just make that the standby frequency. We'll swap that over when we get there. Yeah, so go back to the thing here. So we're going north westbound up to Tatoosh, which is right on the Straits of Juan de Fuca, which is between Vancouver Island and Washington State there. And then you have Vancouver over here, Victoria down here, and we're going to go straight across the tip of Vancouver Island into Nanaimo. And then Nanaimo, we'll have to go to the VFR charts because they don't have sectional charts for Canada. So we'll just have to use the VFR instead of the sectionals. So VFR coming into Nanaimo, they have a north-south runway, so we're going to be, I think the winds were favoring the south, but we'll have to check the weather. It might be favoring the north. If they are favoring the south, we can go right overhead the field, join downwind, come in for the south. If they're favoring the north, because of the terrain, we can also go overhead the field, come in and join a right base for a right-hand downwind for runway 34. So we got 34 and 16. So that's the plan. And right now we're just cruising up the coast here nicely, although this cloud is causing us not to be able to see the scenery very good, is it? Kind of like VFR on top here right now, which is okay. Hopefully clear up before we have to do our descent into Nanaimo. They're only showing scattered clouds, so. So that is the plan. We can get the latest Nanaimo weather. So let's go to our waypoint info, Nanaimo. Yeah, so there's just a few clouds at 3,200, so it should be fine. They're showing winds, they're favoring runway 34 right now, so we'll have to look at that, probably go overhead and join a downwind for runway 34. And it'll be a right-hand circuit because of the terrain. To the left of the airport. Yeah, it's a little thicker than scattered cloud. It's kind of broken cloud right now. Hey, thanks for watching, Oscar. Have a great rest of your day, too. Appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a good flight in your King Air. So next flight will be on Vancouver Island. We can head up the coast. Maybe we'll get up as far as KHQM. And we'll try to maybe do one longer leg. If it's depends on how the weather is. If we can go VFR, we can. But if we might have to go IFR. A lot of times the weather can be questionable on the coast there. I'm just going to take a look how far it is to KHQM. So from KHQM, that's about 500 miles. Yeah, so it'll be a good 2.5 hour flight, depending on the winds. Yeah, so I think that'll be our next planned route is up towards KHQM area. It's too bad, Oscar, that you had to end your flight at a field near Seattle. Hopefully you can try it again and not have an engine failure next time. Thanks again. Have a great day. Okay, so I think we're going to be okay above the cloud here. Hopefully start to scatter out a bit. So I'm going to take a quick little break here and top up my water and maybe have a bathroom break, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes.
223, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue climb to flight level 410.
Continue climb to flight level 410, Alaska 223.
Alaska 223, contact Seattle Center 128.3.
Contact Seattle Center 128.3, Alaska 223.
Cathay 853 Heavy, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue climb to 13,500 feet, altimeter 3001.
Continue climb to 13,500 feet, altimeter 3001, Cathay 853 Heavy.
Okay, back here with you. Let's come up to Tatoosh.
Alaska 823 Heavy, leaving 6,100 feet for
Switch the VOR. We're
Alaska 823 Heavy, Seattle Center,
30 miles
radar
from
contact,
Tatoosh.
continue climb to 14,400, altimeter 3001.
Make a right turn and then we'll be heading into Nanaimo.
Altimeter 3001, Alaska 823 Heavy.
So we get the latest weather for Nanaimo. Again, and just double check. Yeah, so 020, so we'll definitely favor 34. So what we'll do is we'll join overhead the field. And I'm just looking up just to confirm that it's right-hand circuits for 16. I think just based on the terrain, it would make sense to be right-hand circuit. Or no, sorry, 34, sorry, right-hand circuit. Just looking up on Sky Vector here, I don't see anything where it says it's a right-hand circuit, so. Maybe we can just join a straight in for runway 34, based on that. If I go to procedures here, we just select a visual approach for 34. Load the approach. Then we go back to the map here. So our inbound track is going to be coming up here, northeast bound, and then this is the straight in for runway 34. So we have all the high terrain here, so we can basically probably come in this way, maybe just join a right-hand base, start our descent back here, get down to about 1,000 feet above the airport, and start a right base, or sorry, left base for joining straight in on runway 34 there. So we'll plan that for now. And this cloud should scatter out hopefully before we get there. Just going to brush this cloud here. Normally you should stay clear cloud when you're VFR on top, but I'm not going to bother climbing up for 500 feet just to stay clear of it. Just going to be touching it here.
Jazz 804, contact Seattle approach 133.65.
Contact Seattle approach, Jazz 804.
Outside air temperature is still good, so we still don't need any pitot heat on. Let's get an updated altimeter. Beechcraft 48 Delta requests altimeter update.
November 848 Delta, Bowerman altimeter is 29907. Nanaimo altimeter is 1018.
2997. So set that, and I don't know why they're giving us hectopascals for or millibars for Nanaimo 1018. Just gonna go in and check it here. 3005. What we can do is look for a hole to get down through this cloud as we're coming up. Should hopefully when we get up to the over the water here, should scatter out for us. Looks better over that direction there. We can take a look at what the altitudes are for coming into Nanaimo here for that terrain. So if I look at spot heights are about 3,200 feet for the high terrain that we have to cross. So I'd say as long as we don't go below, looks like 4,000 feet. So we could probably safely go down to about 5,000 feet. And then once we get clear of the terrain, we can descend down, join the base leg. We're left base for the straight in 3-4. Yeah, starting to scatter out nicely here. get handed over to Vancouver Center here in a minute, I think. Once we cross the Strait of Juan de Fuca here. Must have been a Spanish explorer. Once we make the turn, we're probably going to be eastbound leg, so we'll descend at 5,500 feet. Our next track's going to be 018. And we can put 5,500 feet. Go to vertical speed, gauge that, 500 foot per minute down, and I'll let them know. Seattle, November 848 Delta, descending to 5,500 feet.
November 848 Delta, roger.
And that altitude is good for all the terrain we're coming up on.
Kenmore 1818, expect Jawbone 7, runway 32 left.
Expect Jawbone 7, runway 32 left, Kenmore 1818.
We got 50 miles to run till we're there.
Center, SkyWest 3707, good afternoon, leaving 9,000 feet for flight level 329.
About 15 minutes, 14 minutes.
SkyWest 3707, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue climb to flight level 329er.
Continue climb to flight level 329er, SkyWest 3707.
500 feet to go. Yeah, so I definitely think I'll be using this version of Beyond ATC a little more for VFR flying. Seems to be working pretty good, not overall.
Center on 128.3, SkyWest 3707, have a good afternoon.
So let's look at some frequencies for Nanaimo. So we're level at 55. And I just got to take a quick phone call right now, so I'll just be back in 1 minute.
November 848 Delta, contact Vancouver Center 132.9er.
Over to Vancouver on 132.9er, November 848 Delta. Vancouver Center, November 848 Delta, 5,500 feet.
November 848 Delta, good afternoon, roger.
Okay, back with you. Sorry about that. Had to take a call there. Okay, so yeah, we're getting closer. How far back are we now? 35 miles. And we are switched over to Vancouver Center, so that's perfect.
Alaska 823 Heavy, Vancouver Center, identified.
So what I can do now, I think I'll just go to heading. Got hardly any crosswind here, and what I'll do is stay in heading mode, just kind of follow this track here, and then I'll activate the approach for the visual approach. We'll activate that. Now you can see our approach lines gets active. I need to go to heading mode, obviously, to stay back on that track, and we can just kind of maybe even just offset a little bit to the right to kind of fly into that 3 mile with a straight in there. So let's add a little bit of right heading here.
Center on 134.4, WestJet 772, good day.
345 is going to be our inbound track for the runway, so I'll put that in. And then we'll just fly and intercept that straight in for runway 34. And once we get over this high terrain here, we'll start our descent down to 1,000 feet. And we can take a look at the chart for Nanaimo. So runway 34 heading 344. We got a 6,600 foot hard surface runway. We should be able to get stopped by this intersection here, and that's Bravo. Just taxi into their apron and park there. If not, we'll go to the end. Right now the winds are 020, so a little bit of a right crosswind. Pretty straightforward. And Nanaimo radio, it's an ATF, which is like a Unicom. So it's 122.1. So once we switch off with Vancouver Center, we'll switch to 122.1 and make our radio announcements coming in for the straight in for runway 34. Yeah, so that should work out pretty well.
November 848 Delta, contact Vancouver Center 133.7.
Contact Vancouver Center on 133.7, November 848 Delta. Vancouver Center, November 848 Delta, 5,500.
November 848 Delta, Vancouver Center, roger.
Yeah, beautiful day here on Vancouver Island.
Skywest 3748, Vancouver Center identified. Skywest 3748, descend via Star.
You're wondering what all these patchy areas are here. That's probably logging areas. Well, they'll build these logging roads on the side of the hill mountains and log these areas out. Yep, tracking pretty good up there. Yeah, once we get clear of the ridge, and you can see these logging roads coming up here too. These are all logging roads.
Jazz 192, contact Vancouver Center 135.0, good day.
Contact Vancouver Center 135.0, Jazz 192.
We got the basin up here. That's the trying to remember what they call the water. It's the I don't see the name of it on the chart here. It might be the Georgia Strait, but I can't
Carson 611, cleared direct fastball. Resume on navigation.
Cleared direct fastball. Resume on navigation. Carson 611.
Okay, I'm going to start a lower descent here, so I'll put in 1,500 feet, and I'll just mention that we're starting a descent. Vancouver Center, November 848 Delta, descending to 1,500 feet.
November 848 Delta, roger.
Vertical speed, we'll just start a slow descent, bring our power back, add a little bit of mixture. And we'll gauge vertical speeds.
3748, contact Vancouver arrival 133.1.
Contact Vancouver arrival 133.1, Skywest 3748.
And that line's looking pretty good.
Air Canada 122, contact Vancouver Center 135.0.
Center on 135.0, Air Canada 122.
And I'll just alter my heading a little bit, stay clear of that hill. Start our descent down here and we'll come back in. Should be the airport right up here. So we'll come in and join a left base. So we can switch off with Vancouver Center, I think. And Vancouver Center, we have the Nanaimo Airport in sight. Request cancellation of flight following.
November 848 Delta, radar service terminated. Squawk 1200, frequency change approved.
Squawk 1200, November 848 Delta. Have a good afternoon.
WestJet 178, turn right, heading 170.
Turn right, heading 170, WestJet 178.
Carson 611, leave
So we'll
Trina
make
heading
our
290. When able, proceed direct Bella Bella Campbell I Airport.
Leave Trina heading 290. Unable proceed
Down to
direct
1,000
Bella Bella
feet.
Campbell I Airport. Carson 611.
And we're turning right to join
Carson
right
611,
base.
contact Vancouver Center 134.4.
And let's put in that frequency of 1221 for Nanaimo.
Carson 611.
And we'll announce base, full stop.
Nanaimo traffic, November 848 Delta, left base runway 34, full stop, Nanaimo.
So we announced left base, full stop, Nanaimo.
Terrain ahead.
Make our turn to join final. Okay, we're below 150. Get the flaps approach. There's the airport. So I'm going to disconnect the autopilot and we'll hand fly in. And I'll level off and intercept the glide path. Get mixtures, props full forward. The runway in sight. Get rid of the prop sync. And I'm going to get rid of the flight director. I can actually just arm the approach, so just get flight director information. I'll get the gear down. Announce on final. Turn our landing lights on. And we'll announce final for full stop.
Nanaimo traffic, November 848 Delta, final runway 34, full stop, Nanaimo.
high, but we're getting down. Okay, speed is good. We'll go full flap. Okay, we got gear down. Flaps are approach. Props mixtures are full.
500.
And I'm going to get rid of the flight director. This is not really giving us any glide path information. Speed is getting a little slow. It's looking good. A little bit of right crosswind. Touchdown, get on the brakes. Should make that Bravo exit, no problem. Welcome to Nanaimo. We'll exit here at Bravo. We'll get clear, flaps up, lane lights off, strobe light off. Lean the mixtures a little bit. The cowl flaps open. Well, the flaps are up, lights are good. And we'll just announce clear the runway.
Nanaimo traffic, November 848 Delta, clear runway 34 Nanaimo.
And we'll just announce taxiing to parking.
Nanaimo traffic, November 848 Delta, taxiing to parking, Nanaimo.
Okay, so we'll just park over here somewhere, I think. Well, welcome to Nanaimo. Another great little freeware airport. I'll again put the link in the description. Yeah, so overall I found not a bad experience using Beyond ATC on this lake. Pretty realistic. It'll be nice when they get some VFR traffic working in the pretty congested ramp, not a lot of places to park. I'll just head down and park at one of these little spots down here. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you're using Beyond ATC with this VFR update, how you like it. You can park right in here. Should be enough room in here to get in. A little bit tight. You're parked a little bit too close to the taxi line there, but we'll get you around you. Get our taxi light off. Park and brake on. Okay, looks good. Got mixtures to cut off. Avionics master off. Alternators off. All the lights can come off. Mags off. Cowl flaps, we'll close them up. Props will leave as they are. Things looking good, and battery off. Well, welcome to Nanaimo. Hope you enjoyed the flight. If you did, take time, hit that like, share, subscribe, sign up for notifications, and you'll see the next leg we do for our bearing delivery flights or any other flights I do. Yeah, I think it was overall a pretty good flight today. Good experience with Beyond ATC. Hope you got a chance to see how the new visual procedures are working with Beyond ATC. And yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time on the channel. Have a great rest of your week and take care. Bandit out.